Okay. We are live. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I am here with my marketing strategist, Kim Vanderpool. And I love this topic because I got hacked recently and I reached out to you going, oh my God, what do I do? So if you've been hacked, what do you do?
It's first of all, don't panic is the first thing to do. And then understanding the reason why this is so important is 22% of the individuals that have been online have been hacked. And
really?
Yes. So that's, 1 out of 4 have been hacked. And this weekend, in the last week, I have personally seen 3 incidences of hacking. So you were hacked earlier, and then my daughter-in-law's neighbor, who were casual acquaintances, sent me a YouTube video on Thursday, and it was like, well, that's odd. And I thought, well, maybe she had something funny, the grandkids or something. But I messaged my daughter-in-law and said, hey, do you want to just check with her to see if she did send me a video or not? And nope, she had been hacked. And it was interesting. I was sharing it with my daughter, and she goes, why didn't you just personal message her through Facebook? Well, because Facebook is where I got the video. And so thinking through, hackers are smart, thinking through, like, how are you going to do it? So if you get a suspicious message from somebody or a suspicious video, like, that's not, they don't usually send me a YouTube video. Text them, contact an acquaintance that has their phone number so they can, just to make sure it's easier to take that extra half hour of wait time than it is to be getting hacked.
Let me just explain too, like, there's a couple of, I have a second cousin who I got a weird video from one day. And I'm like, that's not like her. I went onto her Facebook page that I was friends with her, and it said, my account's been hacked. Please don't respond to any messages. I'm like, oh, how smart of her was that? That was like 4 weeks ago. And then I get a call from my ex-husband, like, is this you? And he sends me a picture of a Facebook page that's all my pictures. You saw it, creepy, right? Like they had my children up there.
It was creepy. And what's really sad is that this hacker has used your account for a year. Over a year.
I don't know how nobody even saw it before, but it said it was my picture. It was actually a group picture from a live event that I had spoken on stage. So it had like Luann Nagara in it. Like they literally took people from the industry also. And there were the banner was a picture of all of them. And then, but underneath my name, it was like Forex trader, Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. And then I start looking at the pictures, and there's pictures of my kids. They literally just took it right off my actual Facebook page and created a whole new profile for me. So my ex-husband found it, and he's just like, is this you? And I'm like, no, that's not me. And I don't tend to panic. Like my friends are like, oh my God, that's so scary. And I'm like, it's just online shit. Like I don't find it to be that scary. I just find it to be really annoying. And then I reached out to you, like, what do I do? And tell them what we did.
Yep. So the first thing you do if you think you've been hacked is change your password. Automatically just change your password. Second thing to do is reach out to people that are in your circle, put a notification on Facebook, wherever you need to do. And then for you, what we did is, because it was a fake account, is we started reporting it. And thankfully I'm in a group of social media managers, and it's a large group. And I just said, hey, is there anything else we should do? And they all said, what's the account? We'll help report it. And so we had a massive influx of people reporting, and it was shut down within a couple hours. It wasn't that long. And
it was really quick. It was there and then it was gone. Which is fabulous. It was fabulous.
Right. And the reason why we want to be careful with hackers is not so much, well, like for you, it's just kind of creepy, but they can, if they get into your account, they could steal your information, and that could end up to some identity theft. So your information typically has your birthday, your home address, your personal email, those kind of things. So that would be one. And two is then most of the time is they'll infiltrate your stuff and they'll get to your friends, because that's where that know, like, and trust, like, oh, our friends are sending us this. And so that's where you have to be cautious in some of those things. So change your password for notify your friends. And then one thing to think about is ways that you can keep your account secure. So the first way is don't click on suspicious messages. I mean, they use that fear of missing out, like, oh, that looks really good. So if it seems too good to be true, it might be. So don't click on suspicious messages.
Okay.
Flag any spam posts. So if you see something that's spammy, flag it, like report it to Facebook, and then let them do it. They're the experts. They've got people trained into this field, so they will be able to.
And I think people have to understand there's 3 dots. There's 3 dots on the top right of every post. That's what you click on in order to report. I report posts all the time, and I don't click on anything that looks suspicious. I have no fear of missing out of anything. I just don't click.
Right. Right. And I think that sometimes, especially, well, we're Midwesterners here, and so we're social nice, and to like unfriend somebody would be like, oh no, you know.
Actually, this is a good point, because Kim watches my accounts for me. She's my social media strategist, and she'll message, right? You message me like,
Okay.
Should I delete this? This doesn't look quite right. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, delete it. Don't even think twice. Just gone, because I'm all New Yorker. You mess with me, you're gone. I don't care. Like,
Right.
I don't need anyone in particular. And I'm a nice person, but I'm not going to take a chance.
Right. And that's where I think we have to put our guard up a little bit more, is that social media is awesome. It's a great way to connect with our friends, our family, our clients, it's a great way. It's a great service, but not everybody is as nice as us. And there are mean, evil people out there. Even the people that are hacking, they're not necessarily mean. They're doing it because they want to make money. They don't, it's silly. And how do they make money? Is they'll infiltrate your account, and then they'll track some adware or some malware to your accounts, and then that's somehow they get money.
Right, or try to, like you said, take advantage of the no like trust factor that people have from me. Let's say they'll try to get my friends to do something.
Right.
So yeah, and Jacqueline is saying, Jacqueline Hamilton, she just posted that her Instagram got duplicated. And she was running a competition, and that was very distressing. What do you do when Instagram gets hacked?
Well, I believe Jacqueline, is she with the Seaford Interiors?
It doesn't say. Jacqueline, is that you, Seaford Interiors? Are you still here with us?
Let me let's see here, because I saved it. Yes. Yeah, so Jacqueline, actually, you're one of the reasons why we decided for the topic today, because I saw your Instagram post this morning, and you had warned your fans that you had been hacked, and you did a gracious job of warning them and just letting them know. And I'm sorry that happened to you, but you did what was right. And what had happened with Jacqueline is they had taken her name and they'd added an extra I in her name, the Seaford Interiors. So making sure that us as consumers, our friends and followers, is like double checking some things and making sure that it is legit, and understanding. I think sometimes when we've been hacked, or like when I was on Facebook jail a year or 2 ago, you feel like you did something wrong.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's not that you did anything wrong. They were just able to breach it. You were just got that unlucky number that day. And so this, again, is why it's important to double check and make sure you have really secure passwords. Use two-factor authentication if possible. And as a social media marketer, it is a pain in the you-know-what when my clients have two-factor, because I have to make sure they're available, whatever. But it really is for your best interest.
Yes.
And then use a different login or password for your social media accounts than you do for your banking or some of your other personal accounts, because just in case they do get into your social profiles, you don't want them to get into your personal.
Right.
Personal
Right.
stuff.
And the duplication wasn't that they got into my account.
No.
They just made another account, and they forgot to put my maiden name. And on my personal profile, I have my maiden name. So that was one clue right there. But people were taking it as my business account too. I'm looking at the messages. Lots of Instagram hackers. How do you get rid of Instagram if you get duplicated? I haven't even looked to see if I was duplicated on Instagram.
Again, there's a process. And so basically what I would do is, if you were hacked, or if something is Google, I've been hacked on Instagram, now what? How to report? Because we have enough knowledge. We don't need to remember all these details right away, but just search the help desk, and then there are ways to report it on Instagram. And then my last point to say is that we all love those games on Facebook. Like if you click the button here and they're going to tell you what is your color that's
Superpower, right? What's your superpower?
Right.
Right. What's your cartoon name?
Those are prime gateways for hackers.
Oh, Dawn, I love those.
I know. So many people do, but they will subtly ask questions sometimes that you don't even think of, like, well, what year were you born? And then they can piece all this information together, or they'll say, what's your hometown? Or it's those identifying pieces that of its own isn't that big of a deal. But if you answer, what's your superpower today? And then next week you answer, well, what's your word for the year? And then they can piece all those pieces together, and they could really know a lot about you that you subtly don't even know.
This is actually a really good point. And because what you're saying is also they're asking questions that could also be used as security questions. When you go to the bank and they're like, who was your favorite third grade teacher? Who was your, right? What town did you grow up in? These are security questions. So if you do a lot of those quizzes online, they could be formulating all this information and then trying to hack into your accounts with these security questions.
Right. And again, it's not personal. They're just trying to see who's not the least tech savvy, like that is the least aware of what is happening. I have one client that she could wake up, depending on the color underwear she wears that day, she's going to get hacked by a spammer. She's always doing it. And I just assumed, I mean, she's Midwest nice, that she's just clicking on the wrong button, accepting the wrong thing, and not understanding it's no fault of her own. It's just that she is very nice, very naive, very nice. And so, and then spammers, they just know how to get in, and they know what buttons we're going to push. And so it's up to us to protect ourselves and then help each other out. So if you see somebody that's suspicious, or like, hey, I know Nancy and she would never post something like that, message her and ask, like, are you having a bad day? Or
yeah, definitely try to go around the message and get to them in a different way.
Yes. If you see something on Facebook and you're friends with them now Instagram and Facebook are connected, so that wouldn't work. But if you see them are friends on Facebook and have no other ways, but you're connected to them on LinkedIn, then maybe message them through LinkedIn. Use a different platform
to say, is this you?
Right. Yes.
Right. But I'll tell you, the power of the people. This is the second time in 4 years that I've had to say, I need help on social media. Can everybody help? Right. One was a fake review that I had gotten, and I was like, can everyone just report it as being, bullshit? And everyone did, and it got taken down. And then this time with you posting in this larger social media manager group, like, help, she's got a fake profile, and it was taken down within an hour. So the power of the people, right? It's like having friends, having a social media manager, having ways to figure it out, not just by yourself, is so helpful.
Right. And that's one advantage I always tell our clients is that, we can help with content. We help with your social media manager. We're also your extra set of eyes. Like, we have a software program that monitors messages. And then you had brought up a good point, is that hackers can hack your accounts, but they can also hack bad and give you bad reviews. Like, there's people that are just doing malicious things. They may not even know you. And again, that power of social media.
Yeah. All right. I want to address this because I've never seen this. I had done hashtag Instagram giveaway, and she's saying that's a bad idea. Do you know anything about that? Like, does that tend to flash somebody like, hey, she's doing a contest, let's go after her?
If I was a spammer, that would be a good, like, they would be following that hashtag. I mean, we want to think about what would they be following. So that would be, especially with, depending on how many followers she has. I can't remember off the top. I think she said.
Jacqueline, she said she was doing a competition to reach 4,000 likes.
Right. Yes.
Running a competition as I had reached 4,000 likes. Okay, so she ran a competition after that.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, there's so much to know. We can't know everything. I think the goal here is be smart, have your double authentications, Don't play the stupid games on Facebook that we all love to do, the little quizzes, which I do love. So I'm going to stop doing that. And, reach out and get help when you need it. Don't get scared. Just take action.
Right. And I see that she had 4,000, and for Instagram, that's a nice number, especially for individual businesses. Like, that's a good number to have. And so the more, like for you too, the more influencer you're getting, the more popular you're getting, the more your profiles are growing, you're going to be opening up to more ick.
Yay!
So,
because
yes.
I told you this morning, they're in my phone at this point. They're texting me, Forex trader, can I speak to you on WhatsApp? Can you tell me what your WhatsApp? And I just like delete, block. I never answer. Probably because I published the book is now going to open me up to another whole slew of assholes, honestly, because I always say it like it is. And rather than getting scared, I just go block, delete, block, delete, block, delete.
Right.
Constant.
Right. And I see that she responded back that they message people who enter the competition. We had that happen locally too. We have a restaurant supply store that gives away really fun kitchen stuff every Monday. And somebody hacked their account. And what they were doing was messaging people individually. And so, yeah. So that is a popular technique that they're doing.
Isn't that fabulous?
Yes.
Just, listen, social media is wonderful, but you have to use it smartly.
Right. And so Jacqueline wasn't really hacked. She was like you, where they made a duplicate account that was very similar. They only had the I that was different in the name. And so people wouldn't, if you looked at it, wouldn't know. So they just duplicated her account. So she necessarily wasn't hacked from a security point. She was they saw that she was running an Instagram contest. Perfect way for them to go ahead and get into her people so that's, yeah.
Hi. All right.
I know. Well, so much. So beware, be safe, be smart. Stop and think before you click.
Yeah, exactly.
I should do a t-shirt that says that. Stop and think before you click.
Oh my God, you should. You could sell that one for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Kim. And thank you everyone who's watching and who will be watching on replay. If you haven't gotten my book yet, Respond with Confidence, please go get it on Amazon. I'm getting, my first reviews are starting to come in. So that was exciting this weekend to be watching that. And I just want to be able to help as many people as I can this year, just to run your business profitably, smartly, and get to that next level if that's what you want, right? It's like this constant, you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal most of the time in order to get to that next level. So it's 2021. We still have an awful lot of time because of COVID to work on our businesses. But remember that slow and steady wins the race. Just little improvements in each of your processes over time is what's going to do the trick. And having a social media manager like Kim is very helpful. So if you need a social media manager, please reach out to Kim. Tell them where to find you, Kim.
On Facebook, it's Fresh Impact LLC. You'll be able to find us. So
awesome. And thank you, Judy. Judy said, love your book so far. It's so great. Thank you. So yeah, if you guys read it and you have something nice to say, go on to Amazon and give me a review. I would really appreciate it. We're still sitting at #1 in customer relations, I found out this morning, which new releases, I was so excited about. So
awesome. Yeah, I started reading it. I like it that there's actionable things that you can do. Like sometimes you read a book and the whole book and it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? and your book is geared for business owners that really want to respond with confidence.
Respond with confidence. That's what it's all about, right? All right. I will talk to you guys next Monday, or I will talk to you tomorrow with Money Talk Tuesday. Go have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Kim.
Have a good week.
Bye, everyone.